It is July 7th, which means that we have successfully survived through celebrating America's birthday. Hopefully keeping all 10 of our fingers intact. There's talks of a second wave of the beer virus. Mortgages are at all-time low, and the stock market is rallying again. But the real reason you're here is probably because you're wondering if it's still a good time to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in southern Utah. And we're going to talk about exactly that right after this intro. Hello folks, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Here we talk about all things southern Utah, like living, working, and playing in St. George. This video is brought to you by me. It is not a sponsored video, so in exchange for this information I'm about to share, all I ask from you is that you give this video a like so that YouTube can suggest this video to more people, and perhaps more people can benefit from this information, as they may find it helpful if they're looking at buying, selling, or investing in real estate in southern Utah. And if I left any of your questions unanswered after you finish watching this video, please be sure to drop your comments in the description below this video so I could get back to all and any of your questions and provide more value to those that may benefit from getting those questions answered. If you happen to stumble upon this video because you're just so tired of broken gun laws, bad weather, high property taxes, high crime rate, or any number of reasons that is making you consider moving to southern Utah, I created a playlist just for you. It is right up here. This is everything you need to know about living and moving to southern Utah. And if that leaves your questions unanswered, my contact information is in the description below this video. Please feel free to call me, text me, or email me, and I would be happy to answer any of your questions and perhaps help you with your dream of ownership here in southern Utah. Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's just dive right into it and talk about the real estate market performance here in Washington County in the month of June. June is a hot month here in southern Utah, not only in terms of temperature, as averages are close to about 100 degrees with relatively low humidity, but also in the total number of units that were sold. This June was absolutely crazy. Total number of sold listings was at 462, and 616 listings went under contract. And I think a lot of it could be explained by buyers' ability to get incredibly low cost of financing. So that explains a 34.8% lift in a total number of listings that went under contract. So we've experienced a total number of 616 listings that went under contract. That's a very significant lift year over year. A total number of sold, as I mentioned earlier, was 462, which is about a 9% lift year over year. And our inventory, our total available inventory, is actually at an all-time low. That left us with just 1,033 active listings on the market. So Washington County Board of Realtors has a total of about 1,500 members, so 1,500 real estate agents that share just 1,033 listings. So if you're looking to buy, your options may be somewhat limited because the supply is really low. In fact, our absorption rate, which is a number that represents the overall market health and a total number of months of available supply. So in other words, it's a number that represents how long it would take for us to sell through all available inventory to a point where there's no new listings that would hit the market and no listings available, period. So as of June of 2020, that number is just 2.6 months. So in 2.6 months with the current market activity, there would be nothing to be had on this market. Everything would be sold. In the month of June, we saw a total number of 469 listings that got put on the market. So it's a decent amount, but we're still behind. We're down by about 3% because this time last year, we had 483 listings hit the market. So what does that mean to you as a seller? As a seller, in the current market conditions, and given from real life examples, Michon and I see most of our listings go under contract with multiple offers. Anything that's under 400,000 is typically a subject to having more demand than supply. So if you're thinking, and I've been saying this most of this year, but with the interest rates being as low as they are right now, you still have a perfect opportunity to upgrade to your next home by being able to pull out some equity and being able to sell your home relatively quickly and still being able to borrow at a really low rate. Interest rates are 3% and below, depending on credit and a number of other conditions, but most of our clients are able to borrow money relatively, or really at the most inexpensive rate that we've seen in a while. So if your current home is valued anywhere between $260,000 to about $360,000, you can expect for it to fly off the market pretty quickly. We're starting to see a little bit more inventory in the higher end. So there's more listings from about $500,000 up. A lot of it is new construction, so there's an opportunity there as well. If you have a higher end home, you're still able to list it and get it sold relatively quickly. So this next number is very important to you if you're both a seller or a buyer. So median combined days on the market for the month of June of 2020 was just 29, which is actually 7 days more than what we're seeing in June of 2019. June is usually a really hot month here in terms of real estate because a lot more people are buying and selling and things are just moving really quickly. So what does that mean to you as a buyer if you're going into this market and you're maybe interested in moving to southern Utah and purchasing a new home? If you're purchasing a property under $300,000 and current median sale price for Washington County is $391,000, so that number has actually increased quite a bit. Year over year, we went up from $355,000 to $391,000. I think a lot of it could be largely explained by the demand still outpacing the supply of available inventory. The builders are simply not building fast enough to accommodate for the growth that this area is experiencing, which is a good, healthy thing for this market if you're looking to buy or sell, because you would never want to buy something that nobody else wants, because that may pose some issues later in terms of maintaining that value in your property. But I think even though I can't look into the future and I don't hold the crystal ball, I feel that the values in southern Utah should stay relatively strong for quite some time to come. So if you're looking to purchase in the sub $300,000 price range, typically it is best to exercise your buyer due diligence conditions. What I mean by that, if you go out and you look at a couple properties and you're almost certain that you like one of them, but you're not 100%, it is best to be ready and pre-approved so that you can submit your offer, get the property under contract, and then exercise the next 14 days, because during that period you can still back out and change your mind if you find something better or if you decide to cancel that purchase altogether. But at least that property is secured, and hopefully you're not fighting with multiple offers, and you have a peace of mind that that property may be yours if everything works out, rather than waiting until the last moment. And typically you end up in a position where the property is already under contract and that ship has sailed. If you're thinking about selling a property this summer, you can expect to net on the higher end of the estimates, because most properties are going under contract at asking price or sometimes even above asking. We're starting to see fewer discounts on the listings, and most of the listings that Michon and I put in the market go under contract at asking price, or often with multiple offers and backup offers above asking price. So it's definitely a great time to consider selling your home if you're thinking about either downsizing or perhaps upgrading to a larger property. Right now is the time when you could still net the most for your property. Folks, for those of you that have been watching this channel for a while, I apologize for not posting a video for almost 2 weeks. Michon and I were on the road. We decided to purchase a travel trailer. We did a thing. We mainly purchased it to visit my family in Wisconsin. My mom still lives in Wisconsin, and she has a vicious cat. And as some of you may know, Michon and I have our babies. We have 2 bulldogs. So the reason behind this purchase was primarily to accommodate for our boys. I will post a video about our trip because I think it was pretty cool. It was pretty cinematic. We don't get to get out of town too often, but it was a bit hectic running our business from the road and being a full-time realtor / full-time trucker. But for those of you that are curious, that video is coming, and I may soon post my review of this Grand Design bunkhouse trailer because I think it's pretty cool, and we actually plan on putting it in our rental pool. So those of you that are coming to visit Southern Utah and may be interested in staying a little bit more off the grid, maybe camping somewhere outside of Zion National Park, I will share a link to our outdoorsy profile so that you can experience that trailer as well, as both Michon and I work too much and don't typically get a chance to go camping or use it ourselves. I hope that you found this video useful. If I left some of your questions unanswered, please be sure to drop them in the comments below this video, and I'll be sure to get back to every single one of them. If you've enjoyed it, please give me your feedback in the form of thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to smash that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our future videos. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.